like to welcome you aboard the World's of Fun John Deere Railroad and our train, the E-Line. While we're stoking up the boiler and building up a great big head of steam, you folks might as well lean back in them there deep. But the leather-lined first-class seats we've so graciously provided for your comfort, well, I go over a few rules and regulations we have here to ensure your safety. First off, there will be no smoking aboard this here train, as the only one allowed around here to smoke is the E-Line herself. If we catch smoke, we're going to have to assume you're on fire and promptly stomp you out. Now, don't you be going to throw anything off this here train, such as coat cups, popcorn boxes, candy wrappers, mean little brothers and sisters, or those ever-present mother-in-laws. If you'll just hang on to all those nasty little items until the train comes rolling back into the station, then you have my permission to promptly stuff them in the nearest trash can. Now, I ask that you do remain seated, keep your hands, arms, legs, nose, toes, and anything else that grows inside the train at all times. Because if you leave these items out just a wee bit too long, they got this funny little habit of coming back in just a wee bit too short. Now, I don't want no one know how, no way, don't you never, ever turn around here and look at me. Because you see, it makes me extremely nervous. See off all directions so well. Now, in just a few minutes, this train's going to be blasting from this here station with such an incredible surge of speed and power you may not believe it. Why, when this train leaves the station, we'll be moving faster than a whole herd of turtles in a sea of peanut butter. So I ask you to hang on to your hats, hang on to your seats, and hang on to your neighbor. That is, if you can get by with it. When we get that signal, we're just going to make like a banana and split. Well, there's the signal, so here we go. And there we went. Did you feel it? Did you feel that incredible surge of speed and power? Well, I can tell by the looks on some of your all's faces that you don't even think we're moving. Well, let me tell you, folks, that is just plumb silly. Because if you'll look right around here behind me, you'll see we're moving so incredibly fast that we are plainly leaving tracks. On your left and up ahead is the Cotton Blossom. That's World's of Fun's very own showboat, where it came all the way from MGM Studios in California, where it played a major part in the motion picture Showboat. To the right of the Cotton Blossom, above the Dolphin Pool, you'll see World's of Fun's biggest and most spectacular ride yet, the Orient Express. The Express takes you up over 12 stories and down over 115 feet at a whopping 65 miles an hour. Then it flips you over 4 times before it finally decides to turn you loose. Don't say we didn't warn you. We're now entering Scandinavia, a section just plumb full of fun and exciting things to do. On your right hand through the trees is absolutely nothing. But on your left and through the trees are the long ships of the Viking Voyager. Our World's of Fun's very own water ride. Next door to the Viking Voyager is our very own pirate ship, the Victrix, home of our exciting new radio-controlled boats. The Victrix also comes to us from MGM Studios in California, where it played a major part in the motion picture Mutiny on the Bounty. Around the banner, 2 more popular Scandinavian rides, the Scandia Scrambler and the Finnish Flame. Once you've been scrambled and flung, head up the hill to the Coca-Cola Chili Music Hall, where you can see Sparkle, musical extravaganza designed for the entire family. Across this here trestle around the bend was the thriving metropolis of Yuma-Yakima, the county seat of 61 country WDAS. Now, it used to be that every time this here train pulled into the station, the mayor and 2 city council members would be out on this here platform to extend you all a somewhat questionable welcome to their rather peaceful community. However, just the other day, the whole town ran into a great big problem. It seems that one of the notorious collection of bad guys known as the James Gang got downright ornery and robbed the bank. Well, this didn't make the mayor very happy, as he had money in the bank, and so he told the sheriff that he was going to keep his job, he'd get that money back. So the sheriff turned the whole town into a posse and went out after the James gang. Just as the James gang went north, the sheriff and his posse went south, and we haven't seen hide nor hair of either gang since. You'll see a quiet, peaceful Indian village. It's quiet and peaceful mainly because the Indians ain't there. See, the Indians went to Cleveland, the Redskins went to Washington, the Braves went to Atlanta, but the Chiefs just stayed right here in Kansas City. I'd like to remind you, as we blaze through the thriving metropolis of Umeak Mesa, to stay seated and keep your hands, arms, legs, nose, toes, and anything else that grows inside the train at all times. The reason is quite simple. Just a few weeks back, we had an English teacher aboard our train. She's a nice lady, been teaching English a real long time, but she didn't listen very well. Because just as soon as I told her not to, she reached out to grab one of our wild African bushes. Well, that bush just got so upset that it whacked her hand right off. Yep, folks, you guessed it, she got bushwhacked. But now don't you worry about her, because we got a letter from her just yesterday that she's doing great, although she did have to give up teaching English. She thought she'd be better equipped to teach shorthand. Just across this there trestle is the deep, dark continent of Africa. Why, it's so deep back in here that even the lightning bugs have to carry their own flashlights. But for real excitement, just hop on the Zulu. That's one ride that is everyone head over heels with excitement. Well, I hear it's a pretty uplifting experience. Well, there it is. No trip to Africa would be more complete without a ride on the Zambezi Singer. That ride takes more dips than a hippo after a dust storm. It has more curves than a python in a cane field. It's even more exciting. Being invited to dinner by a whole tribe of hungry cannibals. Well, all that doesn't have you shaking in your tinny runners and just come back after dark. No, they don't slow her down. They just turn out all but 3 lights and you can't see a thing. To make our way back to civilization, I'd like everyone to look over to the left. You'll see World Defense 4,000 feet form amphitheater, where many top names in entertainment country perform throughout the summer. Those flashy cars on your right are traveling through Firestone's Taxi Tour, our very own French taxi ride. I'd like to take this moment to thank those that made this trip possible. I'd like to thank our engineers, our conductor Joe, you folks for riding, but most of all our producers, Joe Hartley and Frank Worthy. Yep, folks, you've just been submitted to another one of World Defense famous, hardly worth it productions. Now, when the train pulls into the station, I'd like to remind everyone that they have to get off on the left-hand side, because the left-hand side is the right side, and the right-hand side is the wrong side, so to be right, you got to get off on the left. Right? Right? Wrong, folks. You didn't listen very well. I said you got to get off on the left, but not yet. Wait just a minute. Well, what you folks waiting on is the train can't move much slower. Thank you for riding the world.